I just want to get your response to what we heard there from the former Army Lieutenant General there, Russell Honore, about what he said. He said it was amateur hour. Your response?
Well, I can simply say that whether it's the leaders here at FEMA, our staff that are seated behind me, or the nearly 10,000 federal responders that are on the islands of Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands right now, would vehemently disagree with that. We are working tirelessly to help the people of Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico to sustain operations for the long term. We're in this for the long haul, and got to make sure that everyone is taken care of, from commodities to power restoration to communications to hospitals, you name it, we're on it.
You're on it, but at the same time, the issue for Puerto Rico is not so much that there isn't aid or physical aid in the form of food and water being sent over to Puerto Rico. It's that it's sitting on docks, on the ports, cargo that can't be moved because the roads are not passable. What is being done on that front? Well,
we had a major hurricane. We had the worst hurricane to hit this area in nearly 100 years. So yeah, roads are going to be impassable. And there's going to be areas that we can't get to except by helicopter. But I will say that your point about those commodities sitting there is case in point that commodities are getting there, despite the 1,500 miles between right here and the islands. And that, it's either ship or plane. That's the only way we can get commodities there. And given that the air traffic control system has been barely operating since the storm hit, we've been pushing commodities and commodities and commodities, and it's all showing up now. So it's good that it's there. We have evidence that we have pushed as hard and as fast as we can, and quite frankly, it's been like pushing a bowling ball through a straw with that air traffic control system being down. We had one airport, Puerto Rico airport, to get all of those supplies there, and now that the port is opening, we're getting much more at the ports. So your point is how do we get that last mile delivery? Yes, that's a challenge. It's a challenge for the reasons you just said: debris being in the roads, areas being inaccessible. We are working through that. We are doing everything in our power, together with our partners at the Department of Defense. As you mentioned, a 3-star general is arriving this afternoon. He's going to command a much larger sustainment force that has begun to arrive over the last 48 hours. And I think you're going to see a very visible presence there. It's taken a while, but I'll tell you what, given the challenges, given there's an ocean between the mainland here and the islands, and given that the municipal governments were completely wiped out and unable to help us and distribute these items, we're taking this challenge on, and we're gonna meet this challenge.